Well, it's Sunday morning and I couldn't keep away, so I thought I'd come up and mess around with this for a bit. There's plenty to do on it, so where shall I start today? Well, one of the first things I'm going to do is see if it'll start today. So I'm going to rig some fuel system up on it again, give it a few kicks and see if she'll fire up. So she fired up alright, so I thought I'll put that case on, gear lever. Remember that old chain that was all rusted and knotted? That's been soaking in a bath of oil for a couple of weeks, so it should be alright now. A lot better than what it was. By the time that's gone round a few times, it'll be fine. So I've just had it running, gone through the gears, all the gears seem there. You might see a bit of smoke coming off it as it's burning off some of the oil. Burning some of the oil off the exhaust and stuff. Yeah, but all the gears are there. Goes up and down the gearbox alright. Just using the revs to change gear up and down the box. So, noisy bleeding cars. Yeah, so there's just one tightish link on that chain, but I'm sure once it's gone round a couple of thousand times it'll just ease off. So I've got a really important job to do now. It's Sunday and in at Aldi is the GT85. So I'm going to pack up now, shoot down there. One more thing I want to do before nipping off to Aldi's. I want to drain the oil out of this now, because God knows when it was last changed. So I'm going to strip that out on the side and dump the oil, and that will stop me playing with it for a while, because I haven't got any more oil, and that means I can get on with other jobs instead of keep starting it up and playing around with it. So let's get that done. There you go, that's the oil dumped, and pleasantly surprised with the filter. There's no real nasties on there. There's no chunks of metal. So if it'll focus. Yeah, there's nothing that I'm worried about there. So we're quite lucky there that the internals and the bottom end should be alright. Let it drip off and stick the plug back in. Right, now before I forget, I found enough oil, so the oil change is done. Before I shot off and got myself some more stock of that. That should last me a couple of weeks. You never know, one day they might send me some. If I get a YouTube channel big enough, which I very much doubt. But yeah, brilliant stuff. Yeah, it just cost me 24 quid for that, but it can save you that on one little stuff when it's broken, or saves you breaking it. It gets it released for you. There you go. It's sitting there ticking over. Done. Points, tappets, well, this morning. Ended up taking the original carb off and putting the Chinese one on that I've got knocking around. That seems to have sorted a lot of the problems out. Still got the odd funny noise, but
not sure if that's something rattling on the bike or what. But yeah, she's ticking over now. And dropping that back down to an idle. So yeah, she's coming on. Okay, just dragged it out the garage. Tom's just going to give it, see what happens on its first run. See what happens. Go down the bottom. Bottom. Well, he changes gear. Pulls. It's a growler. Making a funny noise. At least we've got something to play with now. It might want rejetting. Is that carb? We don't know what it's off. It's come an awful long way to what it was. There you go, just put a little bit of choke on it so it can drag a bit more fuel, and that's sent to cure the stuttering. So I think it just wants rejetting. Yeah, happy with that now. Seems to go alright. We'll ask Tom when he comes back. So, what's it like? It's alright to be fair, pulls well.
Does it?
Yeah.
Just that little bit of choke on there made all the difference.
Yeah.
As you can see, you're sitting there ticking over, nice. Yeah, we're getting somewhere with it now. Well, same as the bike's sort of running, I thought I'd start on this mud guard. The one stud had broke off in there, one bolt. I've drilled it and I've just finished tapping it, so that'll be as good as new, hopefully. we've got to start on some of this rubbish here, get this sorted out, which I'm sure we can do. Anyway, I'm going to crack on for a bit longer. While I'm at it, I'm going through every one of them, just running it through, just to save any problems in the future when it comes to putting it together. You can see I've gone through that one there. You can see how shiny it is. Just done the whole lot. Might as well while you're at it. I know I harp on about Aldi tools, but this is another one. This has got me out of trouble so many times. I've had things go wrong. And it was cheap as anything. And it works a treat. Work zone. Can't fault the stuff. Another thing I had from Aldi, my tester. Works a treat. I think it was about 12 quid. Saved me loads of hassle. Why am I promoting Aldi? I don't know. Okay, that's all finished for now. I've been messing around with that for an hour or more. So, should we go for a start on the bike now? See if it'll actually go. Right. Here we go. Bit of a flick on the switch. She's cold now. She's been sitting around. Right, try cold start. Okay. First touch. Knock the switch off. Happy chappy now. Sometimes you have to take a break from what you're up to with these XL100. Down the paint shop, getting on with some of this stuff. An old grumpy old Bill.
I'm happy today.
And we're working on Tom's bike as well. And trying to do the decals. Is he struggling? Yes. Trying to get Tommy's bike done. Yeah, these decals are always a pain up the arse. Right, that's the tank done.
Yup, Mum.
That's the tank done. Side panels nearly done. Bring you back in a minute. So we're having a play around, and that's the mudguard. Now we've walloped it about. The one that was only supposed to have surface rust on it. Well, I think that's a bit more than surface rust now, don't you? We'll have to do something with it. It's the only one we got, the only one we could get. Let's see it when it's done. Well, I've been down Bill's and he's starting to really pee me off. Simple fact is, look at it, it's still like that. Are you going to do some work today?
Yes.
My poor tank, he's been supposed to be doing this morning. And what have you done instead? You sat around doing nothing.
Mudguards. Look at that though, Turt. Show them that. Look, that's a proper rounder.
Oh, he's going on about his wet
David
dream.
Essex.
Yeah, cool.
Living the dream.
David Essex, that's what I call him, with his silver dream machine. Anyway, a couple of hours later, there we go.
It's all now got stone chip on which will protect it.
Yeah.
This side is all now prepped up, ready for priming and painting. Big difference.
Yeah, a lot of difference.
That's another one we've saved.
Yeah, all them big holes disappeared. There you go.
I won't show you the underneath.
No, that's not really underneath.
Oh, you want to have a look underneath? There.
Plated and fiberglassed.
Yeah.
But Andy says it don't matter because you can't see it. But
You never see that underneath there unless I run you over.
well, that's true. Anyway, I'm happy with it.
Yeah. There you go.
But fingers in the paint.
There you go. The old cake decorator's done the job again. What? I've done a surprise turn up down Bill's. So, see what he's got up to today while I've been out playing on my bike with Tom. Well, they're pretty much the same as they was yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what you done?
not a lot.
Not a lot. Why haven't you done a lot, Bill?
Oh, get me on that.
Hang on, look. Look at this. Yeah.
Yeah, the David Essex.
The David Essex, the Bill Binfield
Yeah.
Silver Dream machine. Well, he has been busy. Tank's done already. No dents in it now. Already just for flatting off and painting, which will probably be sometime next week. Anyway, thank you, Bill.
You're welcome, Andy.
Right, underneath.
Rust treated.
Yeah, done the rust treating. Primered. You can actually spray underneath one of the tanks for a change.
No.
Right.
I'm too miserable to do that.
So, what about Tom's bits?
Pardon?
What about Tom's bits? You done them?
No, not yet.
No.
I'll go in now and play with a real motorbike.
Oh, you're going to play with your cycle
Go
master.
now, Andy.
Righto, see you in a bit, Bill.
See you later, mate. See you, Tom.
Right, I've decided to leave Bill alone for a little while and crack on with this ignition. Need to get this sorted out because all there is that on-off switch. So I'm going to have a diddle and a play with it and see what I can do with it. Okay, got a new ignition switch here. Instead of that switch, I've got a red and black coming out of it, but these ends, I've got no ends for where these have all just been bodged up. So what I'm going to do is put new ends on. I'll solder them on, soldering irons ready, waiting. I've got a black wire here which needs to be connected to this other black wire down here. So I'm going to cut it off here, join it there, put the ends on and do the same with this red one here which has been bodged up. I'll just reconnect everything up with new ends that are soldered. So I'll show you that once I get a bit further on with it.
Well, surprising what you can do when you're by yourself and you're bored senseless. Well, anyway, Andy Pandy, Tom should be happy with those. They look absolutely stunning. And also, look at that little beauty. Wow, I'm chuffed to death with my little self. I hope you like the colour, Andy. Oh yes, that's the colour. Well, that's what you've got anyway. See, 74-year-old and still got the Mona Lisa touch. See you later, old pal. Bye bye.
So there's the new two ends on the ignition and the two new ends on the wiring loom. So now we should have a key that works the ignition. I'm going to slip it all back in and we'll give it a go. Right, there we go. Ignition works.
choke on it. And turn the key and job done. One less job to do. Right then, happy with that, and it looks a damn sight better than what it did. Was all done, tidied up. Let's find another job to do on it. Well, I've turned up down bills. I've had to come down to crack the whip because he ain't performing this at the minute. That's what he's doing all day long instead of getting on with my job.
It's all going to be done, as I promised, mate. Don't worry.
When?
It'll be done today.
You sure?
Promise.
You're not going to be shaking your tin all day?
No.
Watching telly?
Oh, no.
Right then.
You better go and show them what we've done.
What we've done? You mean what you've done?
Well, yeah.
The poor old pensioner's done. Right then.
Yeah. Poor old Bill.
Poor old Bill. There we go. Tommy's job. It's come out cracking. He's done a cracking job on it. And not only because I didn't come down yesterday, that's done as well. That's come out beautiful. If you remember what it looked like before. Front mud guard, done as well. Another cracking job. And today I'm going to get this finished off as well. Get this painted, lacquered, so he can actually have his workshop back, so he can actually earn some money. So I'll show you that when that's done. Look at the shine on that. So what you doing at the minute then, Bill? What are you going to do?
We're going to put the silver on the tank.
Yeah.
And we've already coloured up, ready for the black. And then paint it silver, demask it and lacquer it up.
And then we've only got 2 more tanks to do. Look at that face.
I'm not saying no more.
No more tanks?
No more.
You said that last time.
What, 10 tanks back?
I know where there's a tank that needs painting.
You see that on the dream? It's getting lonely.
It needs a... yeah, I know. Should we actually show them this fight? You can uncover it a little bit?
No.
No?
Not when I'm painting.
No. I know where there's another tank. Look. There's another one there. That's his own. It's been there for months. He ain't got round to doing it because I keep annoying him. Don't I?
What?
Keep annoying you. You can't even do your own tank.
I know, I haven't got round to it yet.
Mm.
But it's all worth it in the end.
It is. There's only one more tank.
I'm not,
It's a white one. It's easy.
you said that with the one we're doing now.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Come on, so I can get my other work in.
Look at the time. I'll show you the time when we've done. Well, I suppose better check the time. What is it now? Oh, nearly 9:15. Let's go and have a look at what he's done then. There we go. Something about the flickering of the lights. But yeah, you'd never think that was the same tank as what I bought over the other day. Looking really smart. Looking really good. Happy with that. Time that's polished up, it'll look absolutely beautiful. So we've took it off the stand now. You can get a better look at it. How nice does that look? Looking beautiful. You happy with that, Bill?
Very happy.
You're in that funny light. Stand over here a minute. These flicker like mad.
I just don't that they realise that's that battered old tank.
Well, you think how far this bike's come for 230 quid.
Yeah.
What we've
Plus
achieved
more
with it.
280 quid for painting it. Yeah, I thought I'd get that reaction.
Yeah, as usual.
Looks nice though, mate. Looks good.
Yeah, it looks.
I'm well pleased with that.
I don't know what colour this bike's supposed to be.
Silver now.
Yeah, it's going to be another Silver Dream machine by the looks of it.
Yeah, David Essex will be riding it.
Yeah. Fat David Essex.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. I have found one dent in it though, Bill.
Yes, but you always got to leave the customer something to moan at.
Yeah. But I don't think anyone else will know it.
Yeah. Come out really well, that is. Considering what we started with in the world.
Yeah.
Well pleased with that, mate.
Beautiful job.
Yeah. I am pleased.
Well, I had to come down the farm to get some clocks for Bill. And you find out, oh look, there's another bike. And another bike. When your son reaches the age of finding out that Dad's a hoarder, going through all my stuff, going, oh Dad, we got this, oh Dad, we got that. That's the trouble. Oh, he's found something else he wants. Yeah. Is your dad a hoarder?
Yeah, and I love it.
Yeah. All my old fabrication stuff. Oh well. So it's a couple of bikes behind you, isn't there, Tom?
You are?
A couple of motorbikes behind you.
Well, maybe a future project. It's
Oh
not
yeah.
got 2 wheels, it's got 3.
The trike. Anyway, got Billy's clocks that he needs. So I've kept my side of the deal with him. So he'll be happy. So it's back to reality after being with Bill for a couple of days. Got to crack on with this bike. I have found this light. It's not the exact right one, but it's better than one I can find anywhere else, because I'm not going to spend over £100 for another one. So we'll have to make this one work. It's one I picked up a couple of years back, and it's been lying around, and it should do the job. But I've got the lens for it as well. But as you can see, it's rotted. It's rough as rough round here. The actual bulb is still in there, the actual bulb part that you got the globe bit here, but the metal bit's seized in there. I can't get it out. So I'm going to crack on and see if we can get that out, so we can put a new bulb in there, get all this cleaned up, repainted, and I'll show you as we go along. Right, got that out. Took some mullering that did to get that free, and I'd left it soaking in GT85 for 24 hours. But yeah, we've got it out. To use a little pair of them to bend it all in. I've took it off of the bracket, as you can see. So I'm going to have to try and clean all this up. Clean all in here. As you can see, it's full of rust and stuff. So let's see what we can do with this. Let's clean it up a bit. I'd like to get this completely off, but it's all in a rubber mounting, and I don't think once it comes out, because it's so old, I'd have such a job to get it all back in together. So we'll just have to work around with what we got. So I've had a play around with it, cleaned it up a bit, and give it a spray of primer and silver, It's never going to be perfect, but hopefully it'll give us some reflection when we get the backlight in and working. Challenge today, try and find out, hold tight, how some of this wiring goes and if any of it's working. So this, I know, orange indicator. What else we got? Should be a blue indicator. So that will give us the backlight. So what I've got to find out is if we've got any power running up there. So, God, we love electrics. We can spend hours and hours and hours playing with them. Right, let me see if I can find some power on this. Well, we have some fantastic news on this wiring. We've got absolutely nothing. What a nightmare now. These are all full of, you can see the dust coming out of them. They're all full of that powder. But I'm getting no feed up there. So I'm just going to have to keep playing around. See if I can find a 6-volt live feed up there to feed the backlight. So I ain't sure where to start. Okay, I'm starting with the brake switch. Now, from memory, that the black is also spliced in from when I've done a wiring loom before into the brown, which would be the power up there, which, yes, I've got that. But as if you can see by that how it looks like it's been melted or broke up. Now that would be the live feed from the switch. So when you put your foot on the brake, that'll let the power go up to the light. The green with the yellow stripe, get that in there. That would be your brake light switch. So if I can swap that around. These are all really badly corroded. It's hard to do one-handed and film. There you go. So that's right. So I'm going to take the brake light switch off. If you remember, it was seized. Now if that's knackered, that's not going to let any power up to there. So let's have a look at that. And I know if I go from brown, I can get it in there again, to the black, and put the ignition on. Let me put the ignition on. It was getting feed, but everything's corroded up. Right, let me just have a play around again and see if we can suss out what's going on with this lot. Right, found one of the problems why we're not getting power there. Now, all this is a switch. So when you pull it, it will send power up to the back end. Now, excuse me, cannot see. When you pull that, that should give you continuity, meaning it's making the connection when you put your foot on the brake, and power should go up to the backlight. That is not working. If you remember, it was seized solid, so it's probably full of corrosion and crap, so it's knackered. But if you remember when we was doing the Honda DAX, we had a whole wiring loom off a C70. So I've gone through that, and there was one amongst all that. So we're going to fit that one onto here and see if we can get power running through as it should. Right, let me bring you back in a minute. Right, just out of curiosity, I've pulled the switch apart just to have a look at it, and it is just full of corrosion and some of the stuff that's just come out of it. But these connectors are working. If I clean them up, put it back together, maybe it'll work. Just for a bit of fun, I'm going to have a go at it. Okay, so I stripped it all down, cleaned it on the inside. I don't know if that'll focus. There you go. And now, there you go, hear it buzzing. It does work, but I think I'll just throw that in the box, and if I haven't got another one, that one would have to do. But it's actually doing what it's supposed to do now. Right, so I'll put the other one on instead, but it satisfied my curiosity of how it worked. Right, I'm going to find this a bit awkward, try and do this one-handed. Right, put the new switch on. Now, ignition's off. If I can pull this, there you go, you can hear it buzzing. It's saying it's making a connection now up to the back light. Now, that's with the ignition off. With the ignition on, I'm still getting it. Now, if I flick this over, this should send power up there now because the ignition's on. Bit difficult to pull. Oh, come on. Oh, my fingers are greasy. Let's try. There you go, power's going up there now. Battery's a bit low. But yeah, that should give us, with the ignition on, put the light on. Button off. Job done. Happy with that now. Right then. Let's carry on a bit. So, that was really easy. It's only took me an hour and a half. I got power running up to here. But, connect the light onto it. Nothing. Round and round and round in circles I've been going. I got the little grinder here on the Dremel machine. I've cleaned out all these because they was full of that crap, and eventually I've got it after it was driving me absolutely doolally. So I can turn the ignition on now, put my foot on the brake, and there you go, it's lighting up. You can see that. 24 off the brake, goes out. There we go. We got somewhere. Mainly down to just bad earths and bad connections. But finding them is the problem. That's what takes the time. Anyway, we can move on with another job now. Now we've got that sorted. And I had enough after that experience with the light. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And stay tuned for part 4, because this is going to get really interesting with what I found with the back end. So, like I said, thanks for watching.